This is Mahesh Ravi, and in this video, we're going to take a look at a pretty awesome 3D tool uh, which actually works on the web browser. The cool thing about Vectary is that it completely works on your browser, so you don't have to worry about downloading an app, installing it on your system, paying huge money and figuring out how things work. This is pretty easy, straightforward, and it completely works on the browser that you have. So once you open Vectary, you can click open Vectary. The app will open in your browser and you can start creating projects right here, right? So you can click on a new project, Studio 3.0. It's going to open up Vectary and there you go. So this is the interface and you have a menu right here. You have your object panel, you have your edit, you have your library and all the toolkit right here. And on the right side, you can see the inspector window. And this is your viewport where you can click and you can drag it to rotate your viewport. You can use your mouse scroll wheel to go in and out. You can hold Alt on your keyboard and 2 keys on your mouse to pan your scene. Let's create a very basic scene and let me explain how this whole thing works. So you can go to the object tool here and you can see there are a set of primitives right here that you can choose. Basic geometry for that matter. So I'm going to click on a box and it just appears right there on your viewport. You have your regular transform controls right there in this gizmo. You can move it in axis like this. You can scale this and you can also rotate the shape. So you can also, when you select this particular object, you can see that the inspector window has more options which is related to the object that you have in selection. You can see you can change the position, you can change the rotation, the scale, all of those values in here. You can even change the basic material which actually is applied on the shape. The material settings is not separate as you're familiar with most of the apps. It will have the material panel as a standalone feature, but this is actually included with the object itself. And you can just come down here and you can see all the maps that you need will be right here. You can increase the metallic texture of your object. So you can maybe, let me change the color. You can change the opacity, you can include normals, you can include ambient occlusion, things like that is something that you can do there. So this is how you add an object into the scene. You can right click on this and you can see quick edit tools like duplicate, delete, and all those things will be right here. You can convert this into a geometry where the box is actually converted into a non-editable shape. So this is now just a basic geometry that you have. So let's delete this and let's go and create something else. So I have the sphere right here. So we can see this right now. I'm going to go here and I'm going to change the width and height segments of the sphere. I will just raise it to 50 and I will change the height segments also to 50. So we have a perfect sphere right here. So we have it. I will change the color also so that we can see it a little more clearly. We have the sphere right here. The modifiers right here. So you can now see there is a modifier tab in the object panel. And you can just go here and you can choose any modifiers that you want. So I'm going to take the stretch modifier and you can see that the modifier already affected it and it loads up right here. Now the gizmo of the stretch is showing as a yellow tool right here. Now if you change it, you can sort of change the gizmo and you can adjust the stretch of the object right here. So you can change the direction and you can change the stretch size as well. So this is how you add modifiers into it. You can add multiple modifiers into it. Taper. So I have a taper right now and I can increase the strength of the taper, maybe increase the curvature a bit. I'm just going to be able to change it to 50. So I created this particular shape with 2 modifiers added to a sphere. So we have the taper and we also have the stretch which is added to this. So this is how the modifiers work. Now let's take a look at the edit object right panel. So we have the edit tab right here. So when you click on this, you can basically edit your object. Box panel and we have the box. Right now, I'm going to go to the edit mode and it's going to say that do you want to convert a parametric object into a mesh geometry? So I'm going to click on that and it is now a mesh. So what you can see is you can see the vertices, you can see the polygons, you can see the edges, and you can select it and you can manipulate them like how you do it on a regular 3D application. You will get the control to all of that. So when you select this, particular faces, let's say I'm going to select this polygon, we have certain options which are here. So there is the extrude tool, which can be used to extrude this particular surface. So just like how extrusion works in tools, so we can do that. We can also select the faces and delete it. So this is how you can actually keep working on a model. It's fully functional and it's pretty real time. So there is no latency when I'm actually moving around the object when I'm editing it. There's no lag, so I'm able to work around this pretty nicely. So once you have done this, so let's say we will switch back to the object mode and we will have the object back in shape. And there are several other options in here. So there is the lighting option where you can add a sphere light. So I'm going to add a sphere light right here. Let's select the sphere light and just move it a little here. So we have the sphere light, which is right here. And yeah, I think we have the light here. There's a camera that you can do. There's a lot of modifiers that is actually here, like the subdivision surface. So if you're used to Cinema 4D and Blender and all those things, a lot of these terms are similar, so it will be very easy to figure these things out. So now we have added the light. So now you can go to the render option here. So click on the render panel and you can see the render settings. You can use the instant renderer, which is the software renderer, and also you can use an external rendering engine called Photon. This is in beta, so you have to connect to the server and you have to wait in the queue to get Photon beta work, but we can actually try this out. So the quality is set to low, you can change it to high. You can start previewing it first. So when you click on it, it's going to render the scene right in your viewport. So you have the render, you know the quality of export and all those things, and then you can download the image that you just rendered. The image will be exported. You can also see your viewer. You can export your model, whatever you have model into OBJ, STL, or a Facebook 3D photograph. There are so many additional formats also, which is available in the premium version, which definitely is a nice set that you can see here. You can also share your project with on the public Vectary page, so they can actually see it in 360 degree and all that. You can sell it on Sketchfab. You can also send it directly to your 3D printer. So this is how it basically works. And another very interesting thing that you can find out is that there is a library where there is a pretty decent collection of materials that you can use in your 3D models. So you can just select an object, you can drag and drop it into your model, it downloads from the library and it applies it onto your model, which is a really interesting thing, and the library is fairly decent. So you can see that right here. So that's it for today. I'll definitely be back with an elaborate tutorial on Vectary. This is just an overview of the 3D tool called Vectary, which you can use for free on your browser. So that's it for today, and I'll see you with another video soon. Till then, bye.